Bruno Fernandes gives update on his Manchester United future as Sir Jim Ratcliffe stance clear. Bruno Fernandes still has more than 2 years left on his current contract, but Man United are prepared to listen to offers for the club captain this summer. Bruno Fernandes has underlined that he intends to stay at Manchester United and says he is not prepared to discuss his future until after the European Championships. United will listen to offers for the club captain this summer if suitable fees are tabled, as revealed by the Manchester Evening News. Only Andre Onana, Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund and Kobbie Mainoo are exempt from transfer exits. A number of players could be heading out of Old Trafford during the upcoming window as Sir Jim Ratcliffe enacts his overhaul, which could include a change of manager. Fernandes has been United's most consistent performer this season, and is currently the club's top scorer, 15 goals, and assist provider, 11. Despite not featuring on the no-sale list, Fernandes insists he has no intention of leaving United. "I'm not thinking about other things at the moment," he told DAZN Portugal. "Obviously, it doesn't just depend on me, does it? A player always has to want to be here, but at the same time, you have to want him to stay. At the moment, I feel there's that on both sides." Fernandes has yet to miss a United match through injury and was bestowed the captaincy by Erik ten Hag last summer, succeeding Harry Maguire. The playmaker turns 30 in September with 2 years remaining on his contract, with an option for an extra year. The Portugal star says that, should Ratcliffe wish to cash in on him early, any decision on a transfer away from United would have to wait until mid-July. He added, "I'm not thinking too much about the future. Not least because, obviously, this season hasn't been at the level I'd hoped for, either individually or collectively, so far. We could still end the season by winning the FA Cup vs Manchester City on May 25th. After that, we have a very important Euros coming up. So, if you want me to be very honest, if I have to think about not continuing in the Premier League, it won't be until after the Euros because nothing will be able to take my focus away from the FA Cup final and the Euros, as there's nothing more important than that at the moment." £68 million star would be amazed if Man United tried to sell him. The Portuguese midfielder has been key for Erik ten Hag this season. Journalist Henry Winter says Bruno Fernandes would be amazed if Man United tried to sell him this summer. Reports have suggested that only 3 United players, Kobbie Mainoo, Rasmus Hojlund and Alejandro Garnacho, are untouchable. Winter says that Captain Fernandes clearly cares about the club and his goal contributions record is also impressive. Henry Winter would be amazed if Manchester United want to let club captain Bruno Fernandes depart the club this summer, speaking on Sky Sports Backpages podcast. It is rumored that the Red Devils are planning a major squad overhaul this summer in order to remove unwanted players, in an attempt to become more competitive next season. Reportedly, only 3 United players are safe from the fire sale, and the trio doesn't include star man Fernandes, signed by United for a fee rising to £68 million. Fernandes cares about making United great again. The captain has been at the club for 4 years. While Fernandes' temperament and behavior towards match officials can sometimes frustrate, there is no doubting his commitment to the club and desire to boost United back towards the right end of the Premier League table. Speaking on the Backpages podcast, Winter said, "My Portuguese is not very good, but the gist of it is that he is actually going to, very sensibly, focus on the cup final, finishing up as high as Manchester United can and then focusing on the Euros, and then he'll make a decision after that. We've seen the headlines over the last few days that basically only 3 players are safe, Kobbie Mainoo, Rasmus Hojlund and Alejandro Garnacho. But I'm sure Bruno Fernandes is. I mean, at least he cares. I know he moans at referees a lot and that is really annoying, but he does care about Manchester United and his goal record and his assist records. I think it's 15 and 11, so he has been contributing in a very poor season for Manchester United. Whether he is a classic Manchester United captain compared to those of old, probably not, but he does actually care. I think he would be amazed if the club wanted to let him go." Bruno has been United's standout player again. The midfielder leads the scoring and assisting charts. Once more, Fernandes has been the player to drag his side up when they need it most this season. In 45 matches in all competitions, The Portuguese international has netted 15 goals and provided 11 assists from the middle of the park, and always steps up when his side need him the most. Whether it's converting a high-pressure penalty or his excellent lob over Liverpool goalkeeper Callum Kelleher, which inspired United's comeback against the Reds in the FA Cup quarter-final, he is the man that fans look to when in need of inspiration. In 230 appearances for the Red Devils, Fernandes has found the back of the net 79 times, while assisting his teammates on 64 occasions so far. Only 3 Man United players safe. The talented trio will be at the club next season. According to reports, the 3 United players who aren't for sale this summer are the talented trio of Alejandro Garnacho, Kobbie Mainoo, and Rasmus Hojlund. Amid a poor campaign for the Red Devils, who currently sit in 7th place in the Premier League table, the young exciting trio have stood out under Erik ten Hag. In terms of players who aren't safe, United are willing to listen to offers for every other squad member, including Fernandes. Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire, and Scott McTominay are also not certain of their futures at Old Trafford, and could be good signings if a club is willing to take a chance on them. £36 million loss, 2 signings and 4 sales, Man United's perfect transfer window for attack rebuild. Manchester United face a massive summer transfer window as they aim to become more competitive in the 2024-25 season. With less than a month of the campaign remaining, a lot of the focus is already switching to the summer transfer window for Manchester United. As reported by the Manchester Evening News, United are open to selling all but 4 members of their first-team squad, with only Andre Onana, Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Hojlund expected to be untouchable. To say a summer of change is in the offing is an understatement. Following Sir Jim Ratcliffe's minority investment in February, the Ineos chief is not prepared to waste time in a bid to take United back to the top step of English football. However, his plan is already on the back foot as a result of the club failing to qualify for the Champions League for next season. Europe's premier club competition brings huge financial perks. However, the best United can now hope for is participation in the Europa League. It puts more pressure on United to generate income through player sales, although there could soon be a limit on what they can reinvest in the squad because of a proposed spending cap being voted for by the majority of Premier League clubs. United voted against the introduction of said cap, and it will limit what Ratcliffe can spend on new signings. It means United will have to be even more strategic in their planning. Several areas within the squad need addressing this summer, and the additions of a centre-back, a central midfielder and a forward have been prioritised. In addition to those 3 priorities, United, in an ideal world, need to add fresh blood elsewhere to strengthen the squad, both in terms of the starting lineup and the overall depth. Sufficient depth has been a problem for United in recent years, with the club lacking star-studded quality in reserve. The biggest example is United's lack of a backup striker to provide support and competition for Hojlund. Anthony Martial is still on the books, but he has seen more of the treatment room than he has the pitch this season, meaning the addition of a new number 9 is paramount in the coming months, with Mason Greenwood also in danger of being shelved permanently once he returns from Getafe. United, however, do remain well stocked in the wide areas. Once Jadon Sancho and Facundo Pellistri return from their respective loans at Borussia Dortmund and Granada, United will have Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad, Antony, Sancho and Pellistri all vying for 2 wide berths. All of those players will believe they are worthy of starting week in, week out, whether that is at Old Trafford or elsewhere. However, Antony has flopped since arriving from